في مقابلة خاصة مع الشرق قال رئيس شركة شيفرون العالمية للاستكشاف والإنتاج كلاي أن إقليم شرق المتوسط يعد جزءا مهما في محفظة شيفرون، مضيفا أن مصر تحظى بأهمية قصوى في نظر الشركة. نتابع.
كلاي President Chevron International Exploration and Production, welcome on الشرق News. Let me start by asking you about Chevron's global growth plans and how this region, the East Med region, fits into the overall strategy.
Well, it's great to be with you, Zaina, and I'll just tell you that the Eastern Mediterranean region is a very important part of Chevron's portfolio. We're a global company, as you know, and we are continuing to really focus on growing our traditional business while we decarbonize that business. At the same time, build new energy businesses as well, in hydrogen, carbon capture, renewable fuels. But as you look at the traditional business and we look at the Eastern Mediterranean, it is a very attractive part of our portfolio.
Can you walk me through your expansion and development plans in this region?
No, I'd be glad to do that. So we have been in Egypt for 85 years. So we have a long history in the downstream sector. We actually entered the Egypt upstream in 2020 when we leased or acquired 4 blocks, exploration blocks. Of course, around the same time, we acquired Noble Energy. And so we have a very large presence in Israel. We have 2 producing facilities in Israel, the Tamar and Leviathan production platforms or fields. And we produce about 2.3 billion cubic feet a day of natural gas from those platforms. We're in the process of actually expanding the Tamar project. We expect to expand it from 1.1 to 1.6 BCF a day. We're in the process of defining our development concept for a Leviathan expansion. We should land on that development concept for the expansion later this year. We also have Aphrodite, a discovery in the Cyprus waters that we're working to develop. We're actually going to be drilling another well there in the coming months. And then, of course, when we look at Egypt, which is critically important, with the blocks that we picked up, we have 6 blocks total, 4 from the 4 from the Chevron lease round back in 2020, and then 2 from the Noble Energy acquisition. We just made the discovery at Nargis, so we're very excited about that discovery, and we'll be developing that in the near future.
How much of the gas that you have in this region are you planning to liquefy? Do you have on the table plans to establish or build LNG plants, floating plants?
So our first priority is to make sure that we supply the domestic markets. So the domestic market in Israel, we supply 70% of that market, 60% in Jordan. We currently supply about 10% of the gas, the domestic needs in Egypt through exports. And from that, we want to make sure that we connect some of our gas into the LNG market. So I think over time with the Tamar expansion, with our Leviathan expansion, the work we're doing in Aphrodite, some of the additional exploration work in Egypt, that we will see more of that gas hit the export market to LNG, make its way to Europe and other parts of the world.
So you're investing $17 billion globally this year. How much of these investments are going into investments for expansion and development in this region?
So Zaina, yes, we are investing $17 billion this year. We normally don't break that down by region. What I can tell you is that we are increasing our capital spend by more than 25% year on year globally, because we are investing in additional, not only traditional energy business opportunities, but also in new energies businesses. So, and we're really looking to make sure that we invest that capital in the most attractive opportunities around the world.
Yet Chevron and most of the big oil giants are being criticized for underinvesting, especially when it comes to longer horizons. How do you respond to that?
Well, the way we approach it, if we look at our business, we have a 2-pronged approach. We're really trying to make sure that we're investing in our traditional business, and we are unapologetically growing that business, our oil and gas business, year on year, while we decarbonize that business. So we are investing more. We're growing our production while we create these new energy businesses like carbon capture, hydrogen, and renewable fuels. And so it's going to take all of us working together to set the right investment environment. So when we invest around the world, we're also looking at what policies are in place, what fiscal policies, stability of contracts, and making sure that we're targeting those investments in an environment where we can generate an attractive return. So long-term stability is really, really critical.
Is this a message to the climate community or to policymakers about some uncertainty perceived from the side of the industry about the route or the roadmap in the green transition?
Well, I think in general, whether it's the traditional business or the new energies business, we need stable, competitive fiscal terms. We need policies that will. These investments we're making are generally long-lived investments. They take a long time to pay out. So it's really critical that we have the right kind of stable investment environment, regardless of the type of investment. So I think that's really a message to everybody. There's a limited amount of capital to be invested, and it's going to end up being directed to the place where there are the most attractive investment environments.